Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaison Mathew. This is the continuation video. I was trying to explain how the new GUI that comes in the CAT9800 series of WLC. So basically, it's an iOS XE device, and that's not a AireOS anymore. So there is a big difference between the GUIs between these two type of WLCs. When I started this recording, I thought I'll be able to finish this one in one or two videos. But when I started explaining one by one, it started extending like anything. So currently we are in part 5. I don't want to put everything in one video as a 1 hour video, and you'll not be able to see what is explained in what time and all those things. So I always try to keep these videos in shorter length. I also shows what are the things covered in that so that you will be able to choose which one you want to use it and just go through only that particular component in your when you are watching the videos. So let's continue from where we stopped in part 4. So we talked about dashboard, we talked about monitoring page, and in configuration side, we covered till WLANs under tags and profiles. Now, today we will be covering from wireless side of it. So when we say wireless, we are talking about access points. And as you can see here, right now in my WLC, I have 3 access points. Then 5 gigahertz radio and all those things are coming here. So basically, your wireless side, you have all APs. You have this .11an, SC, BGN, dual bands, and global configuration. All those things coming under here. So as you can see here, AP specific configurations are these are the APs. You can select that AP, and this is the place you edit the AP, because in the monitoring side, on monitoring page, you saw that the same kind of view, the AP 360 view, but nothing was possible to edit, right? So this is the place if you want to edit something on specific AP, this is the place you have to come, and the AP modes are configured here. Admin status is configured here. LED status. Either you can use this one as a global settings. We already talked about that RF profile and AP profile on the other side, join profile. Once that is applied, then only you will be able to see this. This is the basically this is the place to override the global settings, right? So you will have global settings, and this is the place to place you can come and edit specific APs, whatever you want to do it. So as you can see here, all these tags are applied. This is the place you will apply your tags. So we will come to that kind of deployment model in a different video, but this is the place to just keep that in mind, that this is the place to edit your APs. Then interfaces, you can see its interfaces, how you want to do it. Then you can see these interfaces. Then you can actually see the LAN port settings, PoE details, and all those things you can see here. Then high availability, this is the place you configure your high availability for AP. So if you want to do primary, secondary, tertiary kind of configurations, this is the place you can actually do it. Then inventory side, you will be able to see the serial number, ICAP details, then advanced sessions, you will be able to see the other steps. But these configurations are actually pushed from your profiles, join profiles. If you want to make any changes on these values, you have to go to the AP join profile under configuration. So as you can see here, AP join profiles are here. So under this profile, you have to edit that, and that should be mapped to this guy. Then it will be okay. Then this is the place to do that AP image management. Then clear configuration, you can select all those things. So this is the place to change all those things and to see some of the information, change some of the information. Basically, this is the place for individual AP configurations. Then under 5 gigahertz radio, you will be able to see again. Just keep it in mind that okay, you have all APs here, radio AP, radio side here, then global configuration. All those things got into this model. So basically, same stuff, you'll be able to see all those specific items on the radio side. So when you select this guy in 5 gigahertz, you'll be able to see the channel width and all those things. But you will not be able to make it here because this one is actually globally configured on the other side based on your site map and all those things. Then detail side, you'll be able to see the AP details and all those things. So this is the place of something like your 5 gigahertz under this one, 802.11 is the under this. Okay, then same thing is replicated on 2.4. You'll be able to see the same kind of information on 2.4 radio. Then dual band radios, again, same thing like this. You have dual band radios that is getting changed to this particular tab. Then you can see those information here. Then countryside, you can see what are the countries enabled. Right now, I enable 3 countries on this WLC, and you will be able to see those information here. So based on country selection, you can see the regulatory domain information and all those things. Then LSC provisioning. So if you are using LSC related configuration, local sign certificate provisioning kind of thing, this is the place to do that. Then let's go into next one, airtime fairness. We covered access. Let's go to airtime fairness. So this is the place you have to enable the airtime fairness. So once you enable this one, you will be able to see that details in the monitoring page or the dashboard. Airtime fairness configuration. This is the default configuration. As I said, all the APIs are running with the default profiles everywhere. So this is the airtime fairness profile applied for the AP. Then wireless global configuration. So this is something like management via wireless and all those things are coming here. Mobility domain, the RF group domain, and all those things are coming here. Next one is wireless global configuration mobility. So this is the place to put the mobility configuration. So everything is default because it's a default configuration. Everything is coming as default. So this is the place to configure our global mobility configuration. Peer configuration, this is nothing but your mobility configuration. Under controller, we have mobility groups. Then we have mobility anchor configuration. We have multicast messaging for mobility management. All those things are coming under this one. The global configuration covers the group name and IP version 4 address and all those things, multicast address and all those things coming here. Then peer configuration comes here. If you want to add a mobility member, this is the place you have to add the mobility member. So we will cover this one later, but this is the place to add that. Next one is mesh related configuration. Right now, I don't have any mesh APIs, but this is the place to configure the mesh related stuffs and creating the profiles. And this is the sample profile for mesh AP. Then you can actually do the customization on the mesh related stuff. So right now I don't have any mesh APIs, but I'll try to cover it if once I got that setup up and running here. Next one is remote LAN. If you are planning to use this one for remote LAN, this is the place to configure it. I don't want to get into that, but this is how you will create the remote LAN and security things and all those things. Next one is access point we already covered. Next one is Fabric. So if you are using Fabric enabled wireless with the DNAC, so this is the place you can see the configurations getting pushed and all. So the control plane information will come here, channel information will come here, and profile information will come here. So this configuration is not something we directly configure it on the WLC side. Even though we have all these information and we have add details and all those things, but none of these configurations will be done manually on the WLC side. It will be actually getting automated through DNAC using Cisco DNAC, and DNAC will be configuring all these things, control plane and all those setup. So we will not cover Fabric here. Then next one is media stream. So media stream specific configurations are coming here. If you want to add something specific to some streaming, the configuration under media stream, this configuration general and streams, this one is getting converted into this model. So if you want to add any specific streams based on your network requirement, you'll be able to do that here. Then next one is advanced. This is the last one in this. So if you want to do load balancing and all those things, this is the place to do that. Band select configuration, specific configuration, optimized roaming, high density, preferred calls, and all those things are coming here. So under in this one, you have flexible radio management, load balancing, band select configuration, RX threshold, optimized roaming, network profile. So all these things are coming under this advanced tab under wireless is getting converted into this one, load balancing, band select, optimized roaming, and all those things. So this is the place to look for all the advanced configurations for wireless. Now we are almost done with the configuration side. Now next one is advanced and basic configuration of wireless. Instead of going through all these things, there is an option under 9800 that is going into a basic mode of creation that allows you to just add um, everything with the default configuration. You can actually give your location name, location one, then you can actually create wireless networks, just add. This is kind of a wizard that allows you to configure anything. So if you already have a WLAN, you will be able to map that WLAN here, or you can define a new one. Then here you will be able to add the SSID information and all those things. And once you are done with this, it will add AP provisioning is the last option. You can select that and put it in that AP group. So basically, the way you create WLAN, your AP groups, and adding the APs into that, everything will be done in this basic setup. In one shot, everything will be done, and you will apply and you will get a site like this. So in this particular site, I have my SSID mapped as India. Then wireless network, I added SSID as India. Then all my three APs are mapped to that. So this is one way of configuring it. That is basic. The next way of configuring is the advanced model. The advanced model will give you this kind of view. So as I mentioned, we have to go through multiple profiles and multiple tags and all those things. So we have three tags and four profiles at right now. Then we have tag APs, and this is the flow that you have to use it in the design phase. Then you can click on start now. Then you have to start creating one by one. So as you can see here, WLAN profile, policy tag, all these things will be done in sequential model. Then once you are done, you will have your site ready with all the configuration, all the things. So either you can go into configuration, you can do all these profiles manually, then apply that manually, or you can come here and click on this sequential model and apply that. So and even in this one, you have two models. One is basic, another one is advanced. These are allowing you to do in a better way or easy way of deploying wireless. So instead of going through multiple locations, you can one location and apply all these things in one shot, and you are done with the changes. And once you click on apply, you are done with all the changes, and your network is ready for you. So for an example, onboarding a new site, you'll be able to create that as a new site. And as you can see here under basic, you'll get a site like this. So right now I added as a site as India, and if you want to add another site as US or some other San Jose or something, you will be able to directly add it and add all those new APs, and your configuration is done for that site. So this is the easiest way to configure in 9800. In one shot, you'll be able to do everything and click on apply. You are done with your site creation or onboarding a new site. So this is some of the cool stuffs available on 9800. So by this, 9800 configuration side is completed. So we will cover next sections in the next videos. So this is becoming too lengthy, but I don't have any other choice. So let's cover this administration session in next video. Hope I will be able to complete administration in one video. So let's close this video here, and let's see it in next video. Thank you for watching.